Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask are both phenomenal Zelda games, and though there is a lot of debate about which one is better, there's no denying that both games are absolute masterpieces. Though Majora's Mask itself would have no doubt caused a lot of destruction to Termina, would it have been able to do the same to Hyrule? Well, that's what we're going to find out in this video. Majora's Mask is a powerful mask that was used by an ancient tribe during their rituals, only for them to have it sealed away due to the fear of its dark power being misused. At the beginning of the game, we see the Skull Kid under the influence of the titular mask. The game revolves around the mask's power, bringing about an apocalyptic event of the moon crashing into Termina and killing everyone in 3 days, and it's up to Link to put a stop to this. But unlike Termina, Hyrule doesn't have a moon with a giant scary face on it ready to crash into the earth, so how would Majora carry out its mission of annihilation? In order to figure this out, we need to look at some of the landmarks in Ocarina of Time, as well as some of the events that happen. Firstly, we have Death Mountain, which is an active volcano. This place is so hot that anyone that's not a Goron needs to wear special clothing that protects them from the heat, but even then, the lava can still be dangerous. Majora could use its power to cause a big enough eruption to cover the land in hot lava, which would destroy pretty much all civilizations. As for the Gorons, who wouldn't be affected much by it, the mask would probably find some other way to destroy them using its dark magic. There have been some real-life stories of volcanoes in the real world doing this, and Death Mountain seems close enough to the rest of Hyrule for this to be possible. The second way Majora could end Hyrule is to take the magic from the water temple and make the water levels rise so much that all of Hyrule becomes flooded and all settlements become unlivable. This could theoretically be possible since we see the water level in Lake Hylia rise back to its normal level after beating the water temple. Though destroying Hyrule by using Death Mountain would be more effective, flooding it would also cause quite a lot of destruction, though it wouldn't be as deadly. As for the Zoras that would survive the flooding, Majora could just use an eruption from Death Mountain to take them out. But it seems as though Majora can only do something like this if it's influencing a person, like how it made Skull Kid bring the moon down onto Termina. So the question remains, who would it be most likely to possess? Or more specifically, who would be most tempted to wear the mask and be controlled by its evil power? I have a few contenders that I'll go over and why I think they'd be the most likely to fall under its control. Firstly, we have Ingo, Talon's brother. Though Ingo seems rather benign when we speak to him as young Link, he actually reveals himself as one of Ganondorf's followers when we try to get Epona as adult Link. After beating him in 2 horseback races, he tries trapping Link in Lon Lon Ranch. Since he's likely just a petty criminal, he'd probably be the least likely to become Majora's puppet. But his greed might be the thing that puts Hyrule in danger through Majora. Secondly, there's Mido, the self-proclaimed leader of the Kokiri tribe. Mido has a reputation for bullying the other members within his village, including Link. Since Mido is essentially a child and naturally curious, he'd be very likely to submit to the mask's power. If he knew what the mask was capable of, he'd probably put it on, thinking he can have ultimate control over his village, which would be very dangerous. And lastly, there's Grog, the depressed man from Kakariko Village. Sadly, Grog would probably be the most likely to become possessed by the mask, especially if he knew what it could do. I already made a video detailing a theory about him being misunderstood by the people around him, and if you want to go and watch that video, the link to it is in the description, so I won't talk about it in this video. Given that he probably feels like he has nothing to live for, he'd most likely be drawn to the mask's power. I also think that the mask probably preys on those who aren't living the best lives by giving them false visions of their lives being better if they wear it. So whether or not Grog knew about the mask's power, he'd most likely wear it thinking that he'd finally have control over his life, only to initiate his villain arc and start terrorizing all of Hyrule. So for those reasons, I think Grog would probably be the most likely to be Majora's next henchman. That's all I have for this video. Do you agree with this? How else could Majora destroy Hyrule, and who do you think it would try to use to do it? Be sure to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then hit the like button, and if you want to see more content like this, then don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified on further uploads. Also, feel free to join my Discord. The link to it will be in the pinned comment. That's all for now, and I'll see you in the next video.